Peace. Think fast. Just wanted to bring up how insomnia can not always be, you know, a bad thing. And I ain't talking about insomnia cookies. uh, but insomnia. Matter of fact, I came across some information which resonated with the way that I was doing things not too long ago. But matter of fact, me dealing with when I would get on my coffee, you know, my coffee binges. Matter of fact, I've been feeling the urge lately, but uh, in essence, it could be something that's not bad necessarily. Now, of course, gotta give your body rest and get your sleep. But and also this, what I'm bringing up too, has to deal with the energy of Saturn. And in some cases, not say particular to just Capricorns or zodiac signs ruled by Saturn, but it definitely deals with Saturn or the energy of Saturn, because also too, Saturn's time is 12 at night. When you're doing a little zodiac circle, 12 a.m. is basically Saturn's time. Matter of fact, Saturn, in essence, rules the night and basically is in opposition to the sun. Matter of fact, that's where that's another form of Satan or the story of Satan. It's the sun, Ra, and then Satan, Saturn on the opposite side, would being the ruler of night, you know what I'm saying? That fallen angel, matter of fact, and Saturn's time of the year is in the winter time. Matter of fact, that's why in Capricorn, when the sun hits when we get into the Capricorn, the Tropic of Capricorn, is basically the beginning of winter solstice, and that's that, matter of fact, that's why as a Capricorn, I never knew why, like, man, I love the winter time, you know what I'm saying? But that's basically that Saturn time, so it gets very cold, it gets dark quicker in that time. Remember, we changed the clock and changed the time, and then, time go back, matter of fact, in October, something like that, but, it's getting into that dark area at nighttime ruled by Saturn. But also, which I didn't have to go look this up to know this because I felt like, hey, I'm a genius myself, and this is when I would get a lot of insights. But I heard a brethren talk about how, most geniuses and philosophers would get their insights like at 12 midnight, basically at Saturn time. You know what I'm saying? And I know me, like, I would get on these binges of coffee, drinking coffee. And matter of fact, when I would go get the coffee, everybody looking at me like, looking at the time and then looking at me like, you sure you want this espresso at like 10 o'clock at night? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and two, what y'all should understand at this point, I'm not telling y'all to drink coffee and stay up late. I'm just explaining, you know, mixing in my own experience with a few little, facts of astrology, in essence. But, you know, so like I'm not trying to, because even for myself, I binge on the coffee, but two, I'm getting more into that alchemy mode of knowing that, all right, I could transform and transmute anything I put into my body. So, it's not going to have a long-term effect on me. Of course it could just for that moment, because anything that's not, you know, quote unquote good for you in essence does alter your DNA, but you could get that back. You could turn that Rubik's Cube right back to where it needs to be. But anyway, it's just interesting that, the genius hour is considered, where you get insights. And when you think about it, maybe some of you have had that experience for yourself too, where you kind of wake up in the middle of the night and get some type of insight, especially like dealing with the psychic community, psychic empaths, stuff of this nature, us with the clairvoyant abilities, and matter of fact, and being up at that time of night too kind of allow you for you to really be with yourself, you know what I'm saying, and get that extra time. Matter of fact, too, getting that studying in, because that's how I used to feel. It's like, all right, I was working, did my little job, and even when I wasn't working, though, a day I could be off, you know what I'm saying, and all right, I'm drinking coffee and I'm looking at all kind of Bobby Hemmett lectures and all kind of just different information, reading different books, just constantly taking in. So I would see it as like, all right, I'm not going into the dream realm and, you know, getting it through my higher self in a non-physical fashion, but I am, getting it in a physical fashion, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, that balance of having an intuition, but still, using that logic side too, as far as like really, being physical with the work, but it resonated with me when I heard that. It's like, all right, that's what was up with it. It's funny. It's like you're getting that answer to something that you've been doing. You're like, all right, you felt, in which that's the thing too. It always felt good in the moment. Like it never was a time in which the times where it did, then I was like, all right, I felt it, and I was like, all right, I shouldn't have got that coffee. I shouldn't have stayed. Like, all right, it was time to come off the bench, but I was still in it. You know what I'm saying? Basically. But for the most part, when I would go in it, it'd be like my spirit would be provoking me, like, like, and I even would quiet my mind back. You show spirit? Like, you don't want me to have no alkaline water. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, nah, get some coffee and let's get it in. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, or sometimes it would be to stimulate, my brain through conversation where I would stay up and have people come by my house and we would just talk on all kind of spiritual knowledge and stuff like this. So, and one frame you can't see insomnia is, it's harmful. And another thing too, if you have an insomnia binge or you go to have insomnia, you always could recover that sleep. It's always, you never like, oh, I could never get that sleep, never, ever, 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 ever again. I'm cursed for eternity. I could never get no sleep. What I'm saying? It's not that crucial, you know what I'm saying, in essence. Of course, you want to cater to, your body and basically listen to your spirit and be guided by the spirit to, take care of the body. But also, if the spirit, your higher self, letting you know you could deal with something that may be deemed unhealthy, then, go with the flow of it. Because your intuition got the higher sight than your human existence, you know what I'm saying? So don't be scared. Don't be scared. But that was just something that resonated. Like I said, the nighttime is Saturn time, matter of fact, and even more to show you as above, so below, or just how the different aspects of it. Saturn, Satan, and Sun, Ra, Sun, Helios, Biblios, so the Son of God, then with the Sun, then you got Saturday or Saturn Day and Sunday. You know what I'm saying? On the opposite sides, when they show them on our calendar, on our on the traditional calendars that we have. I know they may be different in maybe other countries or whatever the case may be, but we got Saturday and Sunday on the opposing sides. That's that Saturn energy. So if you find yourself, with the insomnia, but it feel good, and you wonder like, man, why I feel so good? Like something, did somebody hit me with a psychic attack to make me feel good about staying up at night and not getting my sleep? Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? That's your higher self, that's your spirit guides and everybody allowing, your higher self allowing you to do so you could get some type of insight or something you're working on, whatever the case may be. But and different strokes for different folks. Like I say, I'm not saying this is like, oh yeah, everybody and all zodiac signs, this is for you. No, this kind of speaks more to, probably maybe the Sagittarius and Aquarius, but for sure Capricorns and you know, people who deal with the Saturn energy. You know, in fact, but I'll bring that up in another video. But peace. In fact, before I go, that's just an interesting fact, though. And I just want to leave on that note, though, to for sure just let y'all know. Go with the flow. Go. I always tell y'all what resonates with your inner being. So if I say something that don't resonate with your inner being, then don't do. You know what I'm saying? Don't go with the go with where your intuition and where your inner being takes you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just speaking on where my inner being has taken me. You know what I'm saying? In the past, where I would be up, on my little espresso, smoking some herb and just reading and looking and listening to lectures, matter of fact, and taking notes. And the reason why this resonated with me because I just came across that message and then it kind of came out again because I'm feeling in that mode right now. So I'm like, you know what? Let me make a little video about it, let people know, you know, because I'm pretty sure like with a lot of things, and that's why sharing information becomes something that's so, that's so good for all of us because it's like I know I'm not the only person going through this, so let me share this knowledge with, with others so they could know they're not crazy too. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it be about. Like, yep, you're not alone. You're not crazy. You know what I'm saying? Which we never been crazy. We like some of the smartest people. Us high vibrational beings on our ascension. You know what I'm saying? But peace. Happy now, of course. Not too far in the future, not too far in the past. Right now, now's the vibrate. Peace.